Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I look a little bit of a mess because, well, I was outside doing chores, no makeup on, face is shiny because it's getting hot. But when I woke up this morning, I just had thoughts on my mind and I thought it might be something we need to talk about. That's not necessarily discussed a lot. I did read a friend of mine is selling all their chicken stuff. And the reason they're doing it is, an understandable reason that not all of us would agree to. But maybe had somebody discussed with them all the different potential issues they may encounter while they are starting out with having chickens. And this could go for any livestock, goats, rabbits. It doesn't have to be just chickens. All right, let's talk about, a lot of things we don't like to discuss. Making those hard decisions. For instance, when you have dogs. Not all dogs are going to get along with your chickens. Some dogs you can train and it's fine. Some people have a really good, excellent fencing system they use, and it works great. If sometimes that works wonders, and there's no issues with having the birds all fenced up in a nice run with their coop. Sometimes that don't work. What happens when it just does not work? I mean, how do you make that decision? What do you do? Do you get rid of your dogs? Do you get rid of your chickens? Because you probably already got attached to your chickens too, as most people do. And these are just true things that people need to think about, and it's not always thought of before you go into buying chickens. You need to make, or any livestock for that matter, you need to be able to make decisions as needed if you decide it's not, it's not always for everybody. There's a lot of things that could be the problem. It doesn't have to be, say, a dog that doesn't know how to leave a bird alone or will kill a bird, or it could be a coyote even. Or it could be simple things like, what are you going to do when you get sick? Who's going to help you with your animals? What if it's just you? You've got to have, all these things should be considered before you go into purchasing. I know right now I've been struggling with the idea of maybe getting a little pygmy goat. And of course, they like to play, they need a partner, so I would probably want to get two, but at the same time, I've got to look at my current situation with my fencing, my current animals that I have. Do I really even have time to take on another creature to care and take it, love and everything? Because the goat would be, if we did get a goat, would be more of a pet than anything, because I don't plan on drinking the milk or any of that. I may make something with soap or lotions or something with goat milk. I really don't have any plans or uses for it, because I don't really drink milk, and I don't think I'm going to take the time to make cheese. So some people may want it, so I'm not thinking I'm going to. Anyways, so, you've got to take time to think about all these things. What are you going to be able to take care of them in the winter when it's cold and bitter outside and you need a hole and the water freezes, or the latch on their pen breaks because it's just so cold? I've already experienced all of these things, so that's what I'm saying. Back to birds. There's so many unknown factors, like, they are out of your control that will make having live poultry challenging. For instance, mites. There's no control. There's wild birds fly in and out of your pen. You can't really control that. And they're going to bring in mites. They'll bring in diseases like canker, different things of that nature. And, you may at first feel like you're not doing a good job as a pet owner taking care of your livestock. But it's not your fault if they get those diseases or parasites or whatever. I mean, it's just part of the natural thing you've got to check your birds for regularly and treat. And, you know, that might be a lot to take in. You may want to think about it if you do have small children and they're sensitive to things dying or, you know, accidents happen, things like that, and they may not fully understand. Or, you know, if you're going to be selling them, maybe your kids don't understand you getting rid of birds that you've hatched. Or maybe you need to process one. I mean, there's just a lot of things to consider. Is it something you're going to have a hard time with? I mean, it's all fact of life. I mean, it comes down to what you feel and believe is right for your family or you. Nobody can tell you what to do because what works for one does not work for the other. You know, the only reason I'm bringing this up today, sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera and figure out what angle I don't look terrible at, which I don't feel like there's any, so the fact you're getting me on video is a little funny. Anyway, I have a friend who I've sold lots of birds to, and if they see this video, I have no grudges or upset your decision that you've made. I understand their decision. I've been there. I've had to make that decision before with a dog, and birds kept getting killed by the dog. No matter which decision you make, it's going to be hard. It's going to be sad. It's going to be tough. I noticed they're going to get rid of all their birds, all their equipment, everything. And, you know, at first, it's like most people be like, you know, you could train your dog, or you could change your fencing, or, you know, make it more proof so the chickens don't get out. Keep in mind, I understand their situation. They do have small kids. Little kids have a harder time understanding some of that when things happen. So I don't want you guys, if you do see this video, by no means take any offense to it. I just, you know, I thought this was a good opportunity to try to educate others and, you know, let them know you need to consider all these things before buying chickens. You've got to be able to make these decisions. Whether it's chickens, quails, turkeys, or whatever. I've been there. I have to make these decisions all the time. I mean, I've bought birds before that were sick. And then I didn't realize they were sick when I first purchased. A few days later they were. Then there's the worry of, did I take good enough biosecurity measures to make sure my birds don't get sick? Am I going to have to start all over with my flock? Different things like that. So, just, you know, different things like that. I thought I would kind of just talk about. This is kind of a weird video, sorry. Just, it was on my mind, and I just feel that users need to be aware. You need to consider these things when you take on these decisions to start raising poultry or goats, whatever the case may be. Rabbits, you need to be ready for that. Even dogs. You may take on a dog that ends up not being a perfect fit for your family, and you might have to make a decision to get rid of it. There are going to be people that are going to judge you. But what it comes down to is you know what's best for your family, and don't let anybody tell you different. And even though I may not always agree with your decisions, I still will support you in whatever decision you make. And if you need to rehome birds or whatever it is, I don't mind trying to help you find a good fit family for that pet to go to. And I don't mind helping you maybe come up with a better solution to maybe not get rid of those pets. But it's still going to come down to, it is your decision, your call, because only you know what's best for your family. I do need to go at this stuff because I got to go to a meeting and then pick up my kid from school. But I did want to just kind of, because it was on my mind, and I'm like, I know this is stuff that doesn't really get talked about when people talk about raising chickens or different other animals on their farm. And I thought it was fitting that it needs discussed. And I thought I could maybe call these videos, maybe do them, I don't know, once in a while, but I thought it was good to name this Thursday Thoughts. because these were just thoughts I had this morning while I was going around watering my birds and feeding them, collecting eggs. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good day.